Just gonna make a quick video of the. It's really not a versus. They're really on the same team. I mean, you have the original Beretta 92, the classic. Even though this is a more modern production one, but really not much has changed from the classic 92 series. Within the, if you keep it classic, obviously they have like a 92 A1, and then from there they've had even more modern stuff with decocker only, and then now they had a heavier frame model, and then they had the which one was it? Oh yeah, a frame safety model. Originally was frame safety single action only, and now they have a frame safety decocker, so you can, so basically they move this to the frame. My point is though, this is what people know, 92 or the M9, the classic Beretta 92 9mm. This is Italian made. I'd have no problem with an American made one. It's gonna work the same, but I'd rather have the Italian one. That's just me. Now these are both dirty. I took them to the range today. They're both cleared. Side by side, it's the first time shooting the Girsan. I've shot Beretta 9mm and 40 92s for a long time. They were both reliable. I shot 115 grain Blazer, and then I had 3 different 124 grain. You have to excuse me, I forget which. Oh, one was Troy, some cheaper ammo, but that worked fine. It was still brass, a little on the light side, velocity. On the other 2, it wasn't major brands, so I bought them at local shops, but it was all brass case. Full metal jacket, 124 grain. Everything worked fine. I will say that in both of them, they're more dead on with 124 grain. I find 115 grain on the 92 platform, it prints a little high with these sights, these fixed sights. So if you're using 115 grain, you might want to just aim slightly lower, more like a 6 o'clock on the front sight. But that's just a heads up. But anyways though, but 115, 124, and I did put some, I guess I already know because I know the gun, but I did put some various different hollow points. Didn't matter. I even put a couple civil defense, high velocity, over 2,000 feet. Everything was fine. So, can I say that this was as reliable as the Beretta 92? And the answer was yes, in my experience. Although this is only first time shooting a Girsan. Benefits of the Girsan. Well, it's equal that it takes the same mag, so that's great. So these, these nice 18 rounders or 20 rounders I got for these Metgar work fine, flawless. Benefit about this, that from the factory, they're giving you a metal trigger and a metal guide rod from the factory. That's a nice feature, right? This one has a polymer trigger and a polymer guide rod. I could swap that out. I know it's not truly just polymer, because if you look at it, there's like steel in there. And that's the cheap part, but it just does, that 2 features doesn't make this a better gun. I could upgrade that if I want, or have this other 92s that come stock like that. But my point is though, even this gun with the polymer guide rod, polymer trigger, is still the better gun. And how do I know? I shot them both side by side, and I had 2 different people at the range that worked there. I wanted them to shoot them both side by side, their honest opinion, and they both were basically equally as accurate with both of them. So that's fantastic. So it is very accurate, just like this. However, though, they said this is the better shooting gun. When you shoot side by side, I can't stress enough the quality control and the fit and finish. You might go, oh, they look the same. Sure, but it's kind of like if you have 2 hot twin sisters, there's always going to be the one that's the hotter one, the better one. And I can't stress it enough that the purebred 92, the real Beretta, is superior. And I'm not saying that to be a snob, because clearly I have this one. Now, but I also got both these used. You don't have to buy stuff new. And also, if you shop around, you can get stuff used very affordable. On a trade, I got this very affordable, very cheap. You can find these around the $300 mark. And you can find these around the $400 mark or less, because I got this for less than $400. So that being said, They both shot the same. But while you're shooting them, you can tell this is a better made gun. Now, does that matter? I don't think it matters right now, but I'll tell you this, it matters in the long run. Why do I say that? All the quality control of all the parts, and I know that at best you're hoping this is equal to that, but there's no way they're gonna go, oh, this is made better though. No, no. All the little pins, all the small parts, like the decocker on this, the safety decocker does not feel as good as the Beretta. These grip screws, oh, I hate to say it, a little thing, but they're kind of a little stripped. And putting them in, I'm going to be replacing the grip screws. The grips I don't mind. That's minor little parts, but trust me, all those little things add up. The hammer, I don't like the hammer, but it works fine. It's got that going for it. Here, it's solid. So it is what it is. The paint job from the factory, the field darker, or the fucking cocky brown, peanut butter, whatever, that's fine. The main difference is the locking block is going to be different on this than this. So you're not going to be able to swap. And even the slides, this slide, I tried to put it on here. Maybe go, and this slide was a little too tight. So this was a little wider slide. No, this wouldn't fit on there. Not at all. Okay, mag catch, mag release, that was fine. The actual grips, I don't care how they look. They work fine. A nice grip. They're a little thinner profile. You can change out, these grips if you want to get something thinner if you want the classic look. So that doesn't bother me. So as far as the way they both shot, great. This Beretta is still the better gun. And like I said, the benefit of the Girsan is if you're both buying brand new, you can get the Girsan for a pretty good rate. Under 500, maybe 450 if you shop around. Depending where you go, 475, which model. With a Beretta brand new is going to cost you maybe $650, $699. I've seen it as low as $600 brand new. Save your money, just get the Beretta. It's the better. And why do I say just get the Beretta? It's not just the gun for now; it's the gun for later, long term. If you're going to keep it for a long time without trading it back to the store and putting thousands upon thousands of rounds, one, this is the better built gun. Period. Two, the locking block, if you have to replace it, it's a standard Beretta part. Three, worst case, if you ever want to send it back to the factory, Beretta's warranty is fantastic, or just, they're going to end up fixing get a very fast turnaround. Or with this, EA Sports, Geo, EAA Girsan, whatever, EAA, what is it called? EAA? Yeah, it's just EAA Imports. Yeah, good luck with that. But is it still great to have a copy and have some different features like the finger grooves in here and a rail right off the bat and this color here? You can get them all different colors and all that, all different features. Yeah, so it's nice. So you find one used. So for like a tourist price for $300, then I'll take this over at PT92 because it takes the real magazines. Yeah. So it's shot equally as good. The thing is, will the springs and everything else hold up as long? I don't think so. I'm not worried about that, though, because I can replace those with Beretta parts. Small things like this, right off the bat, this here, I could wiggle the takedown lever without pushing the button the other side. I don't like that. On the Beretta, I couldn't. Okay? And then here, the takedown button, when you push it, it almost feels dead. It feels like it just feels almost too smushy. I'm going to replace that spring. We're here. It feels much more tension. Now, I can say I'm being nitpicking, but if you're carrying this, I don't like that. It almost feels like this could be get stuck in that position. So I'll probably replace this spring. That'd be very cheap. The part, I'm not worried about, just the spring itself. So, yeah, let's take it apart and show the internals. So, like I said, the accuracy was fine. The mags take the same. It's fantastic. The trigger, both great. Find one used. Let's show the internals. Now you can see the Beretta locking block there. The Beretta, the part that locks into the cam pin there. It's bigger over here. For some reason on the Girsan, it's shorter. It's beefier over here. And when this locks in, there's no wiggle, there's no playing that. Now both these, like I said, are dirty because I just took them to the range. I'm about to clean them. everything else, I really couldn't see any major differences. Here, the Brunaton finish is sprayed like it's like on the internals as well, which you're gonna start getting some wear of that here. Where here, this was just I don't want to say just I just cleaned up some dirt there, like bare, but that's the way that comes from. Where this eventually you're gonna start seeing some of that finish wear on that. Here's the polymer guide rod, which can be replaced to steel if you want, as you wish. Now these are stock springs. Could you or should you, same dimensions, should you upgrade them to some chrome silicone or get some, what's it called, Wilson Combat springs? Maybe, perhaps, that could be, the better route to go, to be a long term. This is the major difference on the pieces though here. They're both chrome lined, which I was impressed to see that the Girsan was chrome lined. So I gotta give it that. The barrel on the Girsan though does feel a little heavier, and I can't say if that's a good or a bad thing. For whatever reason, it feels like it has more mass, definitely, and I can't place it. I don't know if they're using a different steel for the barrel, so I don't know. But you see the locking block here though. See the dimension on that side here, the way that's shaped. Now this is the Girsan. It's different on the Beretta. You see the shape there. So that's the main difference of the firearm, and that's going to be the difference on how it locks up into the slide. I'm going to clean these firearms now and put them back together. Like I said, both had about 100 rounds put through them today each, 4 different boxes. So they're both dirty, but they're not, filthy. They would still keep going though. I mean, I'm not worried about it. I keep my firearms lubricated, and so any of these more older metal guns, keep the rails lubricated, and they'll still work dirty. I guarantee it. The other thing that I never heard anybody talk about on the Girsan, the safety upgrade of this pin here, you see on the Beretta on the left side there, that will lock into the slide if, God forbid, if overpressurized ammo is using and the slide breaks off. The rails, it will get caught in this pin here. It's not on here. You can see that here. This is where it would get caught. This little piece here rides in here, and it would catch it. I think that, yes, there. So, is that a good or bad thing? Is it really necessary? Well, it was. Beretta did that because of the negligence of the U.S. Navy using over-pressurized ammunition, and some Navy SEALs got hurt, and the SIG 226s, they were using those cracks, the frames cracked. Beretta ended up suing the U.S. government and got millions of dollars for hurting their reputation. However, though, Beretta still upgraded this and put this pin here that is a large diameter to catch the slide if ever somehow this broke off the rails, and it would stop that. So that being said, they didn't put that on here. That cuts down on cost, right? Because you don't have to cut that into here, right? It's an extra step. It takes time and money. And also pieces here into the frame. So yeah, that's an added cost. Does that make the gun less safe? In essence, yes. But at the same time, I never heard anybody having their Beretta slide crack off and kill them, or their Girsan. Like I said, that's only if you're going to accidentally using proof ammunition, which is designed to shoot once or twice to make sure the gun can handle. It's like an accelerated test. You know what I'm saying, though? It's a stress test. but you shouldn't be going to the range with 100 rounds of stress test ammo, if that makes any sense. So yeah, I don't see a problem with not having it. Honestly, I could care less. But it's still part of the original design. The ejector here seems to be on very, very solid. On here, yes, so equal on the ejector. As far as the internal parts, like I said, like the ejector, the grip screws, no, but that's cheap parts, but still. Yeah, just even like pushing like the magazine release, and then here, everything just feels right in the Beretta. I'm not being a snob. It just feels like all those little parts added up. You're like, if you didn't have to compare, well, this thing works fine, and it does. But the original design, the overall fit and finish, this is the better gun. However, though, is you gotta go, well, for a used, you can get this for $300, or a brand new Beretta for $650. Yeah, I mean, I get it. You know, it's a great time. But if you can get a used Beretta for like $400, get yourself a Beretta. Used. That's the way to go. Never pay full price. We're done here. I'm going to clean these up, and let's see how nice they look when they're clean. But they both shot great. Yeah, so this is a great gun. It's just better. Slightly better, but still better. And I mean slightly better just right now. But in the long term, yeah, I know the guarantee of the Beretta quality or the standards it's built on. I don't know this company, this brand. You could say, oh, but they were building stuff for the Turkish military. And they were. That doesn't necessarily they're going to give you the same exact gun, though. Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. However, though, yeah, the Beretta 92, this is built to the same specs. In fact, actually better, because the M9, they're stuck with the old locking block due to the technical data package, to the TDP. Look that up. But as time went on, the regular 92s, on the American, the ones civilians could buy, they weren't stuck with that. And so you could put the more upgraded locking block, which can last longer, up to 17,000 rounds or higher. And most people are not shooting 17,000 rounds. And you wouldn't have to replace the barrel, just replace the locking block. So anyways, yeah, let's clean it up. At the end of the day, both guns were reliable, accurate, and can I recommend I don't need to recommend the Beretta 92. We already know what it is. It's a world standard 9mm that's been through more testing than most firearms in the history of the world, as far as handgun pistols. The Beretta 92, the SIG 226, 220 series, the HK USP, the Glock, 17 series, and obviously everything else, the 19 and 26 are the smaller versions thereof. But with the original standards there, these are world-class firearms that have been adopted by police, militaries around the world, and they have street credibility that these things they're well-made, reliable, durable. Of course, any gun, especially talking about all steel, all metal guns, well, it's not steel on the lower, but aluminum, but still, if you want to keep these lubricated, it can work dirty, no problem, but you want to keep them lubricated. Unlike a Striker polymer frame gun, it doesn't ride on much. You want to keep these lubricated, and they'll run all day. Now, the Girsan, it worked. I'd be worried about maybe some of the small parts. Not terribly worried, though, because I'm pretty sure all the small parts, you'll probably be able to get Beretta parts and replace them if you need to. The only thing you gotta be worried about is the locking block, because the locking block is different. And because the slide cut, where the locking block rides in the slide, has a different cut. That does bother me a little bit. Not enough where, if you needed that part, would they send you that part? If the block broke finally, right? Or you could just order a whole, this Girsan just sell an upper. I don't know. right? Then I don't know. Then I don't know. Then I don't know. But the Girsan, it was a good gun. Buy it used. I wouldn't pay full price. Used, you can find these under $400, $300. $300 used, fantastic. The Beretta I got used though for well under 400. Is what it is.